It has been reported that Joel Embiid is set to make his return. Should that put fear in some of the other teams in the Eastern Conference when the playoffs roll around? And then Shams reported that OG Anunoby is closer to returning to Julius Randle. What does that mean for the Knicks? And lastly, we're going to end the show talking about Wembanyama getting 525K. We have a problem with that. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it down right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of NBA Central. If you tuned in with us today, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. You got me, Bobby, and I'm with my guy, Stevo. What's the word?
What's the word, bro?
Man, first, we got to dive into these 76ers. The 76ers, they lost Joel Embiid January 30th to that left meniscus. At that time, Joel Embiid was averaging 35 and 11 with 5 assists. If you want to add that in there, the 76ers were 5th at the time, but now they're down to 8th. It is said that Joel Embiid can return as early as tomorrow for the 76ers. So, Steve-O, what does this mean for the 76ers right now? The return of Joel Embiid.
I mean, their confidence could go up to an all-time high because they've been hanging around with teams and almost beating teams and beating some teams that they ain't had no business beating without him. So
Facts.
them getting it back just classified that, especially if he's healthy and he's looking better than he was before, or just as good as he was before. It's a boost of confidence knowing that they can make a real run at this championship. And not only that, they're gonna try their damnedest because a lot of these people is probably gonna be their last chance because they on the end of their contract. Tobias being one of them. So I'm just eager to see if they're gonna keep up the same attitude. And we already didn't see. I'm just excited to see him alongside with Buddy Hield because we wasn't. I don't know if we seen many games with him before he was out. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna do.
I agree with you. I think that the return of Joel Embiid means big time for the 76ers. That's your best player. He's definitely at the upper echelon of top players within the NBA. And you know when you got a player like Joel Embiid, as long as he's healthy, you got a fighting chance to see how far you can get within these playoffs. So far, I mean, you got to give it to the 76ers. They fought long and hard to try to hold up. You know what I'm saying? Within the Eastern Conference, they tailed off a little bit, and now in the eighth seed, but that does not completely knock them out of the playoffs. And I would say this: hey, if you facing the 76ers with a fresh leg, Joel Embiid, I know we got to see how he is, but a fresh leg Joel Embiid is a different beast. I remember a couple years ago in the bubble year, Anthony Davis, he was dealing with a lot of injuries prior to that, but then he had a 4-month break. And he came back and he was dominant in the playoffs and helped the Lakers get a championship. So all things considered, Stevo, are the Sixers now a scary lower seed team with Joel Embiid coming back?
Oh, for sure. And it is mainly to what I alluded to before you said that. Like them adding a shooter of Buddy Hield's ilk is going to do wonders for this team because that's what they've really been missing. You got Maxi playing at all-time high, and then you got everybody else motivated because, like I said, this their last chance. This their last chance with this team per se. So Tobias going to be gunning for it. Everybody else going to be gunning for it. Buddy Hield shooting. This is his first time being next. Well, he was on a team where they was starting to look that way, but this is a way better roster than he's probably ever seen in his career. So he's gonna be gunning for it. So it's a team you cannot take lightly. And to be honest, this team, especially if you come back with a good leg, Joe, might be more threatening than the team we seen last year.
I agree with you. I think that's something that you absolutely have to worry about because when you talk about that between 7 and 10 seed, you know what I'm saying? We know 9 and 10 seed, that's the Bulls and the Hawks. Ain't nobody really fearing them per se at the top of the Eastern Conference. Obviously, if you're at the top of the Eastern Conference, you got to worry about Miami Heat and what they can bring to any playoff series game or game. And then now you got to add the 76ers to that because Stevo, I'm looking at it right now. 7 versus 2. That's the Heat versus the Bucks if the playoffs started today. And then the Sixers versus the Celtics. Oh, we don't know. I mean, we know it's gonna be favorites between the Celtics and the Bucks, but I gotta go out on a limb and say I wouldn't be surprised if one of those teams get upset. You know what I'm saying? It'd be crazy.
Yeah, it's possible. Like we've seen it last year. Like there's times where you think coming into a series that somebody has it, aka Cleveland, and they didn't have it. So it's a lot of teams that can think shit sweet, and they gonna come up and get their ass whooped if they not careful. Because, like I said, not only them, it's a lot of teams that's catching fire right now in the East. So it's gonna be some good games to be played, and I'm gonna be watching for sure.
Absolutely. Last question before we move on to the next topic, Stevo. If the playoffs started today, who would the Sixers have a better chance to upset, Boston or Milwaukee, in your opinion?
Milwaukee.
I'm gonna go with that as well. Said that I think they'll have a stronger chance of upsetting Milwaukee just because Milwaukee seemed like they own for one night or 2 nights and then they off on the 3rd or 4th night. Like it'd be crazy. And I think that's something you got to worry about because now a healthy Joel Embiid is something different. Because now you done took out all the extra work and having to battle through pain and all that. Now he should be feeling good, and who knows what can happen. But hey, we shall see. Now we move on to the next topic. Talk about these New York Knicks. Stevo, Shams reported that OG Anunoby is closer to his return than Julius Randle. Still no firm update on Julius Randle with that separated shoulder. We know he didn't want to go and have surgery because he wants to have an opportunity to return for these playoffs. Now, if Julius Randle can't return, does that still change like the trajectory for the New York Knicks? Because I believe the New York Knicks had a chance to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Does that change that, or are you kind of looking at it the same since they'll potentially get OG back and still have Jalen Brunson?
Nah, this was the type of team that if you was gonna win the championship, you need. Oh, I just sounded country. I don't know why. I sound like
Sound like you been kicking it downhill with me, my boy.
Bro, when I heard that, all I heard was Charles Barkley. But I just think when it comes to it, I don't know. It's weird. Like, what you think? Like, I don't know.
I think that obviously you want to have your best guys on the floor, but I think that you got guys that can kind of make up for that. You still got your DiVincenzo's, you still got your Josh Harts, you still got your star and Jalen Brunson. I would say they will miss Julius Randle, but with the state of the Eastern Conference, there's still a puncher's chance. So I'm gonna say like the chances decreased a little bit, but I still think there's opportunity to get to where you want to be. I don't think they will be getting to the finals though.
See, I was thinking that's my point. Like we talking about getting to the finals because that's the goal because this is what year 3, year 4 of this being a journey for them. So, but I was thinking that kind of, but it's almost like they kind of not necessarily remind me of the Heat, but they remind me of the Heat as in the sense of they needed everybody on deck to win, and they needed everybody on deck to get to the finals. So
fair enough.
I can't see a Kyle Lowry getting hurt early and them making it. I can't see a Jimmy Butler getting hurt early and them still making it. So, and he's easily either, if not the best between him and Jalen, he's 1 and 2. So I don't like. Yeah, they can last. I feel like they have a good enough team. They play sound enough defense, and their defense is gonna get even better when OG comes back. But their goal is the finals. So if they're looking to the finals, they probably looking at like a 20% chance of making it without Julius.
I think that's a fair point too, because you definitely want to have all these guys on deck. But I think that one of the things, the one thing that they have is Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's the guy that can kind of tilt a series in a way. And then I also think that with the toughness that we've seen from the Knicks, we know it's going to carry over in the playoffs. And that's kind of like, that's how I kind of look at the Heat. They probably wasn't the most talented team when they're on their finals run these past few years. But what they had was that toughness, and they had a bucket getter. and that bucket getter is Jimmy Buckets. Now we seen Jalen Brunson perform in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, with the Mavs, and then last year with the Knicks, and gave them a great fighting chance. And I don't think that's gonna stop this postseason. Now, if they lose another guy, that's gonna be a problem. But I think that right now, with the makeup of the team, you should at least be able to buy Julius Randle a little bit
Sometimes
more time if he can't come back within these last few games of the season.
I feel that. Like if you're posing the question of like, can they build some time for him to come back? I feel like they definitely able to do such. So yeah, they definitely have. They especially with the moves they made. Like they didn't have OG, didn't make that move. I say
Oof,
no, but
facts.
so I feel like because they made that move, it was they can buy a little bit more time for their shoulder to get as right as possible.
Yeah, and I think I don't, me personally, I've never, knock on wood, never really dealt with a bad shoulder injury like a separated shoulder. But I know it's probably painful as hell, especially when you use your arms for about everything in basketball, to defend and on the offensive side. So
I,
he
I'm
gotta,
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lie. I think they lying a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit worse than what they're leading on because
that's
if
fair.
you've seen that injury, that's a 260-pound man landing on his shoulder. Like
Yeah,
he probably got a torn labrum and ain't nobody saying
yeah,
nothing.
yeah. And we know,
Like
like,
that. Yeah.
oh, because I was gonna say we know that take time to come back from, and then some players they come back from that and they still dealing with the shoulder injuries because of all that scar tissue that's built up to repair, that labrum.
Look how long it took Kobe to get right, and he
Yeah.
had surgery. So
Hmm.
that shoulder injury, like that's why I feel like they're just not leaning on to how serious it was at first. Because when I seen that
Right.
injury, I was like, "Ooh, that
Yeah.
he literally was in air and landed on the shoulder like that.
Yeah.
That was not good to see." So I was like, "Man, I don't know."
Facts. I think they just trying to give him a chance to see if he can get back right. But I will tell Julius Randle this: look, you want to go ahead and continue your career in the right way. I seen what playing through crazy injuries did to Isaiah Thomas with his time with the Boston Celtics with that hip injury. He just kept playing, and they got him out the league. I'm not saying Julius Randle will be out the league, but make sure you're not just. I know you have an ample opportunity right now, so he's gonna want to play. That's just a competitor in him and what you expect.
Mhm.
But let's play this cautiously. That's all I'm gonna say. Can't tell a man what to
That
do.
that and so many other things because we seen him last year with that ankle. He
Yeah,
played doing this, and he just didn't play well. So
right.
like, do you want to keep up that connotation around you that you're not that good in the playoffs either? Like,
Yeah,
because you're going to be coming back off of what, maybe 2 months of not playing,
right. Yeah,
two
because
to three months.
once he hit that flow, all criticism is on. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be right there front and center and valuable for vulnerable for some criticism if he doesn't perform. So we'll see.
Facts.
Last topic of the day, Stevo. Victor Wembanyama was fined $25,000 for throwing the ball in the stands in that game versus the New York Knicks, who we was just talking about, where Jalen Brunson scored 61, but they lost. I think in that game, Victor had 40. And at the end of the game, he chucked that ball right in the stands. NBA said, we got to fine a young fella 25K. How you feeling about that, bro?
Like y'all ain't got enough money. Y'all ain't got enough. What the hell you gonna do with 25,000 of this rookie money? That's half his game check. He ain't making that much money yet.
Right.
Like I just feel like it's one thing to punt it. It's one thing to throw it in frustration. That man had his breakout, one of his breakout games, had 40, 10, and almost 10 again, and he won after a heartfelt battle against another motherfucker that just gave him 60, and he won the game. A
Facts.
game that they ain't won many games of this year.
Right.
So he threw it to a fan who's gonna take that ball covered, is probably gonna be on their dresser till they die. So what you tripping? You gotta pick your battles. Some of these battles y'all put y'all. I ain't gonna lie. This funny how some of this product around here show how American they is because they just put themselves in situations just like America. We ain't did. You ain't had nothing to do with that. You just had to put your. That's not. Damn.
That's the thing, bro. I'm always for sports, and y'all already know, man. I'm all for the sportsmanship, but bro, I believe that gesture was a part of the sportsmanship. Nobody really, I not like when you throw the ball high as hell in the air to run the clock out and win a championship, and you rip your jersey off like Kobe did. No one gives a fuck. This is a young rookie. The San Antonio Spurs been outside of Victor Wembanyama. It ain't been much to cheer for.
It's been boring.
You know what I'm saying? And this was, like you said, probably his biggest game of his career thus far. And versus a team that's in the playoffs, and some people got these guys going to the Eastern Conference Finals. And his team showed up and won the game. Don't take the celebration out the game. He didn't kick it. He didn't, just throw it like a stone in the lake at a fan. He just chucked it in the air. He was happy. Let the man be happy. Yeah, hey, it's one of y'all vets. Pay this man $25K, bro.
Well, my mama, if somebody need to pay that, bro, that man, they won their 17th game off that, bro. And y'all, you mad because he flinked? He didn't throw it hard. He threw it so, I'm pretty sure an old woman caught it. That's how soft he threw it, bro. Y'all just stop doing the most.
Fact.
Like,
Steve
I get it.
Randy caught that one.
Bro, he threw it. Y'all acting like these refs.
On me.
That's the funny thing. Now it got me thinking like, are you telling these refs to act a certain way because that's some ref shit? I didn't like the way he threw that ball.
Right, come on now. Leave a young fella alone, man. Leave him alone. I'm all for it. And
hey, Greg, pay the bill, man. Pay the bill.
Yeah, come on, Pop. You got to take care of your young buck. Come on, one of y'all come in there and put your money together, put your heads together, and let's get this fine. And it's the same thing. This what's been getting on my nerves with the sports, like shit like that. And then on top of that, before we go, bro, the people complaining, like some of the fans complaining about the competitive nature of the women's basketball NCAA. Let them women compete. Stop being a bunch of punks. This is competitive sports. We talk shit. You're gonna talk shit. You even talk stuff playing 2K. You even talk stuff on a chili off.
A hot dog eat contest, they talk shit.
Come on now.
Like, bro, that's the shit. Like, that's the thing that, like, I want to talk about it, but, like, I just don't got the time to deal with some of these people that's so hateful because of, first of all, you're finding problems of them talk. First of all, they more aggressive than these dudes out here. That's what the real problem is. Ain't nobody speaking on it. They're more aggressive than the goddamn dudes. Mm-hmm. So you get mad at fucking Angel Reese, but you ain't getting mad at this. Bro, they're women. They get we all got women in their life. They're catty. They're mean. Fact. You think they're not gonna be mean to each other on the basketball court?
Made a whole movie, Mean Girls.
Right, like you get elbow down low into your goddamn hip and see if you have a good attitude. They're battling. It's a battle out there. Yeah, some of y'all ain't play sports. That's what's all it is. Some of y'all ain't play sports and it tells. Because y'all ass just be doing the most. They playing a sport, tensions is high, shit is gonna be said, and shit is gonna happen.
Facts.
And some of y'all old motherfuckers don't got no work because y'all sat there and watched Larry Bird and Dr. J put the Dukes up and get stomped out. So I don't even want to hear y'all
talk. And complaining. The hell? That's funny, bro. You got anything left, bro?
Let these women play. And how about you encourage these dudes to play with some edge? That's why this product is dying.
Fair point. But hey, that's it from us today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of NBA Central. You can follow us on everything, all social media platforms at NBA Central Show. If you got any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, hit us up at NBACentralShow@gmail.com. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Bobby. That's Stevo. We're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.